The way we breathe is the way we feel about ourselves. So in places where we don't breathe, for instance, there are places where we hold a lot of tension or we're not in touch with.
I have been in verbal therapies in the past and have been in some physical kinds of therapies. I am licensed as a therapist, and I'm finding that this work is putting into question, for me, some of the role of verbal therapy, how far that can go. I have had only a few sessions of Chi Nei Tsang, and what I've found to be the case is that it touches places in me that I didn't know were blocked.
It's been incredibly powerful for moving through emotions and feelings that I had no idea how I would ever feel differently.
And in most cases, because we are not conscious of how we digest our emotions, we really don't know what's going on in the abdomen or in the organs. And according to traditional Chinese medicine, all internal organs are involved with producing or making certain emotions and also storing them. So we go through life not knowing until we start to have symptoms. And the symptoms usually bring us to some kind of treatments, and some people come to Chi Nei Tsang, and that's when they discover that there's so much happening there.
I mean, Chi Nei Tsang has been, for me, a great support. It's receiving the work. I've felt much more whole in myself and much stronger. Just on an emotional level, I've been receiving it mainly for anxiety and depression and to support my recovery. And I find that I'm much more advanced in that process than other people who haven't, been supported in that way.
People come to Chi Nei Tsang because they have chronic tension, or it could be chronic fatigue, or it could be they have bad digestion. And some people know that there's a lot of emotional stuff, emotional issues that they're not able to work with, and they've been in psychotherapy for years and years and years, and they're really not getting any results. So Chi Nei Tsang, what it does is really listens to where your cellular memory of past traumas are held. And because we're not, as practitioners, trying to fix anything, but rather listening to the whole person, listening to what the body is saying, what the tissues are saying, we are then able to connect the person to whatever that may have caused that trauma.
Sometimes shifts seem to happen just on an energetic level where I'll feel different, like almost like electrical cords being, like circuits getting turned on, and I won't necessarily have an emotion that's connected with it, but then I'll notice other shifts in just as I'm going through life where, oh, well, maybe it seems that must be the connection because, something will have moved in my liver, and hey, my son is not triggering me in the same way.
I came to receive Chi Nei Tsang 4 years ago with the intention of trying to conceive a child, and through the process I realized that more about myself and my relationships. And I realized I was in wrong relationships based on things that were brought upon me as from childhood and from my family's issues that I found that I took on a very physical level.
Because I'm starting to do this more and more, I'm starting to understand that each one of us starts a particular pattern, and that pattern is where we move from. So we send out a very strong energetic message about who we are. And if I feel wounded about something, then that's how I present myself to the world. And then often we wonder why that, we get the kinds of treatments or the kind of reactions from people is because we already say who we are, and we come always from the same space. And the healing for Chi Nei Tsang, it comes from within yourself. You feel it, and you change because you get in touch with that very moment, that very thing that caused that very pattern to happen in the first place.
So Chi Nei Tsang for me is remind me like cleaning up a room. You know the room that you push everything in there and you never look at this, and it's a mess. And when you go to a Chi Nei Tsang practitioner, they basically come and help you to do a house cleaning inside that room. And each one of your organs is like each one of your pieces of equipment in the room or pieces of furniture and old memories. And when you touch them and you move them and you breathe to them, there is a wonderful clean room after that. It's like a feng shui for your body.